Okay, I've done some measuring. Once again, not the top wire up here, but these next two. And it's going to hit where we have to bend. We have to bend this tension gap out in order to get our clips on our gripple and make that work. So it's nothing more than putting your pliers on there and just bending it up a little bit, and then you can kind of feel if it feels straight. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just, anything is better than that angle that it was on. And then we can cut it off right here at this other tension gap. I've already measured that where we need to do that. So here comes some more goats. Hey, babies. This is a trap. We were trying to get all of our fence built that would contain them in this area down here on the south end of the place, so we could hunt and not have to worry about. I didn't know how dogs were going to act, you know, with hunters and things like that, and I just didn't want to have any issues with that, and so I got it done barely and got them moved down here. Lisa and I got them moved down here, and didn't video any of that because I was pretty nervous about it. We basically took them out of our goat area into just basically cattle fence, and I didn't know how that was going to work, and so I was a little bit nervous, and I obviously didn't feel like I had time to handle a camera. I had to get off on foot several times and kind of walk into the brush to kind of get them turned back out. It was easy. They didn't run. They didn't freak out on me. They just kind of moved along, and it was just really a nice deal. One thing that would have made it even easier is if I would have taken my brush hog and mowed them a nice clean path. They're like a deer. They're lazy. They will take the path of least resistance, and you can use that to your advantage, you know, if you're moving them, you know, from pasture to pasture. But anyway, we got them moved down here, and we've had them down here since on the south end since late September. So that worked. It's worked pretty well so far. I think they're doing okay. It's far less acreage. I think it's about 170 acres, and in his dormant season that we're working our way through. But we just need to keep them in here through December, and then I may move them back. We do one more hunt in January, and then I may move them back in their area. We'll just see how things are going and how they're doing. I did add some more. Lisa and I went to South Texas, down to Fredericksburg, and bought some of the siphon goats off of 3 Meals, which is where they originated. That's Siphons on that, and was very fortunate and just got lucky. I was calling around looking for some because I wanted to get some more, because I just really enjoy them, and I think they're going to do well. And I had checked with Mackie, is who runs it. I'd checked with Mackie last year, and it's one of those things where they go so quick, and they only have them at a certain time of the year, and if you're not there, you know, ready to go, the odds of you getting any are slim. And I just happened to hit him right just at the right time, and he had some. And so, I mean, we called like on Friday, and I told him I'd be there Monday morning. And so we loaded up and went and picked him up and brought him in here. So we've got some more. We got about 78 more. And, of course, we still have our kids. They're about ready to go. We're going to keep all the females, trying to build our numbers. But they're really a good looking set of goats, as much as I know, which is absolutely nothing. But I sure do like them. I'll probably just speed through this. You don't need to see this. I've shown you what we're doing and why we're doing it. So I'll just hustle on up through this thing. All right. I think we're about done cutting. Gather me up some of my clips. Get my wire over here. Oh. Okay, remember, we are not doing the top one. We got lots of room here, so that's good. This one is a little more difficult because you are trying to get it as tight as you can with your hands. And so it involves a little finagling or whatever you want to call it. But I'm telling you, these little clips are so much better than wiring it. I'd still be here wiring that other end. I wouldn't have made it this far yet. See, they just, you put them on there and you can push them in like that and they just hold nice and tight. They're just nice. Not saying it works smooth all the time, but what does? Skip down here a little bit. That'll help me. Really, they prefer that you don't put it like I am on this knot, where it's, heck, I messed up right there, didn't I? That's what I get for skipping. I'm gonna have to pop that one off. All right, let me get back on here. They don't want you putting it right next to these, right next to these knots, the fixed knots. They really want them, you know, away from them, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. That one I can get a little tighter. Whoop. See there? I got it tighter. Sometimes as you get towards the bottom, you lose a little bit of tension. Just for some reason it tightens up quicker, and so you can't get it to go as far. So I always leave these bottom wires a little bit longer. Just, you know, an inch or so. You can always cut more off, but it's real hard to glue it on. I hear those goats snorting. That's going to help if I put my gloves on. Maybe not. I don't know if I can do all that with my gloves on or not. Sometimes it's easier to work without them. I got these big winter gloves because it's supposed to be cold. It's December. I don't know how hot it is or warm it is, but I guarantee it's in the 60s. Which, if you're south of us, that's cold. But if you're where my sister is in Colorado, she would be begging for this. I'll just speed up through this. You've seen enough of it. Know what's going on. If I have anything that happens, I'll stop it and slow it down so you can see any adjustments I had to make. Okay, we got them all tied off there. I'll show you what it looks like. There's one more step that you got to kind of do. You can kind of see that wire extending out all the way down through there. I'll go in there and cut that off and leave just a little tiny bit so it's not poking out. Anyway, that's it. Then all you have to do is go back and clip it, pull your stuff off, pull your bar off and your come-alongs, and it's a done deal. Doesn't take long at all. If you had to wire all that stuff, it takes forever. It does. And by the end of the day, depending on how many stretches you do, it kills you. It absolutely kills you. So it's by far a better way to do it. Got some more goats grazing down through here or browsing down through here. That's nice. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions or comments are fine too. Any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment. Anything that I can improve on that you know will help me after watching me stumble through this thing. I'm always open to that stuff. So any of that stuff is great. Any questions that you think maybe I've done that I could answer, I'll be more than happy to answer for people that are trying to do kind of what we've started doing here on I don't want to say a large scale, but I would say a larger scale than a homestead. But it can be done basically the same on a homestead. So. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps somebody. I've enjoyed doing it. And it looks like, it looks like some more goats are headed this way. They're all right down through this pasture here. Sun's probably too bad to see them, but they're coming.
you.